It's time for another special edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey. In studio with us today is Asti Powell. She is the new Executive Director of the Paper City Mentoring Project.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Very excited to take on this role. I'm 2.5 months in as of February.
And you're not unfamiliar with the territory,
Nope.
and the territory is not unfamiliar with you.
Yes. Yeah. That's it's super great to be back in the community and connecting with partners and just in a different avenue now.
We're going to talk about the Paper City Mentoring Project, but they've got something special happening. We want to give you a preview of this, and look at that. It is Pickleball that is going to be part of a fundraising effort you've got going on, right?
Yes. Chilli Pickle Classic. It's going to be taking place June 22nd in Yaktangi Park. We're really excited. It's a great way, we think, to bring the community together. It'll be a very family-friendly event. We're going to have 3 brackets of play. We'll have a teenage bracket because, of course, we serve Ross County teens, and we think it'll be a great way to include them. An adult recreational bracket. So if you're like me and you just piddle around with it but want to have some fun, that's going to be the bracket for you to register.
So there is such a thing as pickling.
That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
I'm going with. I've been trying to think of all the dill pickle and pickle corny jokes that I can make. Yeah. So you're going to see a lot more of those. But we'll also have a competitive play. So we know pickleball, both in our community and the surrounding area, seems to be the hot item and the thing to play. So we'll bring some folks in that'll be doing that as well. So you can come play, learn about the mentoring project, and it'll be raising funds to support our teens here in the community.
We'll talk a little bit more about the tournament coming up in just a moment. But first, let's tell you about our friends at Litter Quality Propane. There's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about our metered gas service at litterpropane.com. So this pickleball idea, obviously, it's on the everybody's talking about it, has been for the last couple of years now. I know it's dedicated over at the what used to be the Swim and Racket Club, now the Chillicothe Athletic Center, but this will take place down in Yaktangi Park?
Yes, it'll take place at the tennis courts. The city of Chillicothe has allowed us to reserve the space. They have pickleball nets, so we'll actually break up the tennis courts into different pickleball courts, have plenty of room there, and again, it's just be a great event in the park and bringing everyone out.
It's not a fad thing because this has really taken off in a big way. I have yet to participate, but I recall in the tennis days, that tennis ball, it has a tendency with the weight, it just carries and goes, and you have to be on your toes. That doesn't mean you don't have to be on your toes in pickleball, but It's a little easier to do.
Little easier to do, I would say, especially if you're going to fall into that recreational league. I will say, I was like, oh, I'm pretty good. And as I was practicing, and then I watched some professional pickleball players, and they very much humbled me that, okay, maybe there is some really high-intensity folks out there. So you can come and play in the competitive bracket, but you can also, again, just for fun and maybe not be on your toes so much, have a little play at it.
Now, have you limited it to a certain number of teams?
Yeah, so the 3 brackets will take up to 16 teams, so it'll be 2 person per team for each of the 3 brackets. So that'll get us to be able to go from, we'll be starting around 11 a.m. And wrapping up around 6 p.m. And so we'll have lots of action going on across the 8 courts, so it'll be a pretty lively day, but that'll keep us to stay within that time frame, but involve as many people as want to play that we can.
What's been the community reaction?
Lots of excitement. We do not have registration open yet. That'll be coming towards the end of the month. But it's been really cool to get text messages and phone calls and responses of, how can I get registered? I want to play. So we're excited about that. I think, to your point, it's something that's been around for a while, and so there's some people that are very much into it, so it's a great way for them to do something they enjoy and giving back. But then there's probably folks that are more like me that I'm like, let me give it a shot, and why not? It'll be a fun Sunday afternoon out. So.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
It's always been a driving force for the things we've been involved with.
Absolutely.
What's the cost?
So it'll be based off of the bracket. It'll range from $50 per team up to $150. So, of course, the teens are at that lower bracket and the competitive play is at the higher bracket. And we'll be announcing in the next week or two some prize money that will be as part of that. So stay tuned. You can follow on our Paper City Mentoring Facebook and Instagram, and we'll just be sharing more details as they come out in the next 2 weeks.
Now let's talk about What got you involved with the project?
Yeah.
Were you a mentor?
I was. Okay. So I've had some various interactions with the Paper City Mentoring Project. Even with my familiarity with it, I was really surprised to see that we're in the 9th year of the Paper City Mentoring Project. And I think as I'm talking to folks, they're surprised. Like, it's been there, but to hear that 10 year coming up next year has been great. But I was a mentor previously before taking on this role. I had a wonderful teen, loved being a part of the program. And so when the opportunity came up, Aaron Givens is the previous director who just did a absolutely phenomenal job with the program. I was really excited to see it and have the opportunity to apply and just continue working with our youth. I think every high school student could use someone in their corner, and if they have someone, they could probably use another person in their corner. It's very critical years for folks, and so I think it's a really cool way to get involved, have one-on-one connection. We're really focused on the quality of our mentorship over quantity. We don't necessarily want to serve every single teen. If we could, that would be great, but making sure that our teens feel supportive, someone's in their corner, talking them through these years, and then also getting them to think about the future, what comes after high school, and how can we help them set them up for success.
I know in previous conversations we've had, not only with Aaron Givens, but also with the folks of the Big Brothers Big Sisters of South Central Ohio, how you work so well together, because those kids in Big Brothers Big Sisters, they're younger.
Yes.
And then they hit the junior high age, and suddenly they used to be lost in that respect, or not really forgotten about, but okay, you're on your own now.
Yeah.
That's not the case, because you guys are filling that gap.
Exactly. So when Paper City Mentoring Project was formed, it was formed for that exact reason. 2 great teachers in our community, previous teachers in our community, saw that gap for high school students, especially after they hit 8th grade, and wanted to fill the need. And the collaboration between Paper City Mentoring Project and Big Brothers Big Sisters is just that. I been in communication with Erin at Big Brothers Big Sisters this morning because I had some questions and wanted to pick her brain. So we're going to meet next week. But I think she said in her email, that's right, we're doing it all for the kids, and we're here with the same mission, and just making sure everybody gets served.
Do you have kids on the waiting list?
We do. We have 5 teens currently on the waiting list looking for a mentor. So we are looking for folks that want to be a mentor. They need to be 22 years of age or older, pass a background check, and then we ask them to have, it's on average about 4 hours a month to give to the program. So
wait a second, 4 hours a month?
A month, yeah. So we like to see them.
Who doesn't have that?
That's right. We like to see them meet weekly for at least an hour. We're flexible with schedules, right? Maybe you need to meet 2 hours one week and 2 hours another week. So there's a lot of flexibility there. And I think your point is right. You know, who doesn't have that? And then there's a lot of caring adults. You don't have to be an expert in being a mentor. I'm not trained in that. We'll walk along the side of you, get you training. It's really, do you care about them? Do you have an invested interest in them? And can you be in their corner? And so if that's you, we would love to hear from you and connect with you and get some of these teens matched up so that they have that person in their life.
In our society, we need mentors. Mm-hmm. And I've had them, and I didn't come from a broken home, but I had brothers and sisters who watched over me until that point came where they were more busy with their lives than, focusing on little brother again.
Yeah.
But I have had people that filled that gap.
Yep.
It's the same for these kids.
Yep.
And there are more broken homes than there were 40 years ago. And so everybody needs that mentor.
Absolutely. We say we're open to any teen in Ross County, no matter what your household or your family looks like, because again, I grew up in a way and my parents were there and they were great, but I still had someone on the side that was also helping, coaching me. But to your point, we also have, we have over 40% of our households in Ross County live in poverty. And so it's really hard when you're working on those basic needs to say, oh, hey, let's also think about the future and how do we get ahead with this? And so this kind of brings in an extra support person just to say, hey, I'm on your team. Hey, how can I help you and support you in your day-to-day? Make sure we're going to school. Have you been thinking about careers? What does that look like?
Yeah, preparing kids for school, getting them ready to go, what their future might be down the road. You'll always have more kids than mentors. It'd be nice to have that the reverse way and start recruiting kids.
Right.
But in order to help them fill those needs, again, if you've got 4 hours a month that you can give, and that could be taken up by maybe going to a movie, going fishing,
doing things you're doing anyways. We have a really great mentor right now. She's like, I go to the farmer's market every Saturday, and I'll just text my teen, hey, you want to come to the farmer's market? And I think what's cool about that is you don't even need that extra hour, like you're saying. It's something you were going to do anyways. But then it's super beneficial for our teens because maybe they would have never been to the farmer's market before, or they didn't know the farmer's market existed.
And experiencing Tecumseh.
Yes.
Or all the things that, like you say, you're going to do anyway.
Yep.
Or if you have been a grandparent and those kids have grown up and gone on, you're an empty nester. We
can fill that.
Prime candidates, right?
That's right.
Because you don't need to be a millennial to help out. You don't have to be somebody that's in your 30s or whatever.
Nope. We will at 22 to 103 if you want. If you have the time and you want to connect and you care and you're willing to be a listening ear and a guidance, this is for you.
So having said all that, how the heck do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So most of the information that I've kind of covered in additional is on our website, papercitymentoring.org. There's a Google form that you can fill out there that says, I'm interested in learning more. I want to have some conversations. And then we'll be in touch with you. Our match specialist is Lakin Woods, which I know a lot of people in the community are familiar with Lakin. She's a phenomenal asset to our program. She will connect with you, talk through the expectations, and then learn about you and your interests, because she's also doing the same when we are referred teens, Then we try to match like-minded individuals together. So if your teen's really into outdoors and hiking, and we have a mentor that's really into outdoors and hiking, that's a great match. So we want it to be something both to broaden your horizon, but also kind of support you in whatever you like doing initially anyways.
Fantastic. Anything we have missed?
I think the only other thing to add, you mentioned having more teens sometimes more than we do mentors. We also do monthly events that are open to all Ross County teens. So we just had a phenomenal event 2 weeks ago. We partnered with United Way of Ross County, and we did a paint and sip at Paper City Coffee. So we had sweet tea and lemonade. And then Trevor from United Way came and led our group. There's about 30 individuals, 30 teens and mentors that came, and they got to paint a coffee cup and some coffee art, which was really fun. So next month in May, again, it's a free event, partnering with Wild Ones of South Central Chapter and Explorer Yoga, and we're headed out to Buzzard's Roost, and we're going to do some yoga and some hiking. And so that's a great way. It's open to all of our teens that are already matched up, but it's also open to teens that like, hey, I just want a fun space, a space to try something new, and a space that you'll still be surrounded by some really great adults that care and want to be a part of your life. So all of our Facebook and social media will always share those events, but it's just another way to reach teens.
Sponsorship. Can people sponsor events?
We would love sponsorship. So 2 different kind of sponsorship opportunities that we have for businesses specifically. So with the pickleball tournament in June, we have sponsorship opportunities that they can contact myself or reach out through our website. We will also have our monthly event sponsors. So that's a $500 sponsorship. If you have a really creative, fun idea that you're like, I want this sponsorship to go to bringing all the kids to Tecumseh, which we are doing in June, but that was a fun event. But you can propose that idea and sponsor it, or if you're just like, you guys pick the event, we want to be the sponsor, we can do that as well. So typically that's a mixture of fun engagements, but then we do some like life skills. So are we going to do some resume review and interview practice? Are we going to do budgeting 101? So really a wide variety out there, kind of depending on what that business is interested in supporting.
Get involved.
Yes.
That's the key.
Get involved. I think that's the one thing that always brings hope in a community, right?
Yeah.
Like, what can I do right now, today, in my community? And so there's lots of great ways to do that.
And if you like to make a difference, get involved with the Paper City mentoring project, and they can help you connect with a teen. And I'm telling you, you'll be rewarded for this match. and you may get more out of it than the kids get
Yep.
sometimes.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Asti Powell, thank you so much. And
Thank
again,
you so much.
Congratulations on the new gig.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching as well. And thanks also to our friends at Litter Quality Propane sponsoring this edition of Litter Media Live.